Eastfield seems to be all about trains.
Not all about trains. There are train references in there. We did a event for the rail unions, the RMT, one of their social things, and we actually struggled to get a set that was pure about trains, pure set about trains. We struggled to do it. So one of the big misconceptions are our songs are all about trains. Lots of references in there.
Lots of references, yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Would you say that you're train spotters?
Yeah, I come out of the closet years ago, and I grew up when I was younger. I was a sort of 12-year-old punk rocker and a 12-year-old train spotter. I was both things, and yeah, out and proud, definitely. But it's been a long, long time since I've been a train spotter, and a long, long time since I listened to punk rock music as well.
What else do you find as inspiration then for your music, if it's not just the trains?
Well, I guess I spent a lot of time travelling around on trains, and that's influence. Life experience sounds a bit corny and cliched, but life experience, and a lot of that, because I spent a lot of time travelling on trains. That's where the references come in. Well, the songs aren't about trains themselves; they're about, first-hand thing. I find it easier to write about first-hand things rather than things I might have read, or it's some bands are really good at doing the political thing about amazing characters in history. They're into doing that, but these aren't characters I've met. I've met people on railway stations, on trains and stuff, and that's the influence for a lot of the songs. Those characters pop up in our songs and that.
So it's a very personal thing in the band then?
I think so, yeah. I think it's personal. It's first, like I say, keep saying, first-hand experience rather than things, and to me that's important, because whether what we do is any good or not, no one can ever say, well, you don't know about that. I can, because I was there. So
you were there. You wrote the story because you saw it.
Because I was there. So that's.
And the band is tight-knit in places, a husband and wife.
What, sorry?
Band is very tight-knit in places, as there's husband and wife. Am I right?
Definitely, yeah. They, Bambi was our original bass player. He left for a few years, and then they came back as a package with our friend Chris. So the three of them were going to a lot of gigs together. And about 15 years ago, they came as a package. Chris is no longer with us. We've had about 1 million different drummers in the bands, but yeah,
including one that looked like a guy from the Leech Bleeders.
He did, yes, definitely. Yeah, they could be twins. Yeah, unnervingly similar. But I think everyone in the band hasn't been in the band because of necessarily musical merit, even though they're all brilliant. It's because they've been my friends, and I think that's important. We all get on, like a big sort of dysfunctional family. Yeah, but we do all get on. And that's important.
That's crucial, because as a band you spend so much time together, practicing, writing, going to gigs, traveling to gigs.
Probably not so much practicing. We're a bit lazy like that, unless we're doing new songs. But
it all is time, and if you really have to be that big dysfunctional family in order to make it work. I think.
Yeah, definitely. I think people have to get Eastfield to be in Eastfield. And I'm not saying it's good or anything. It's just like people have to get it, and there could be brilliant musicians that don't get it. I mean, for example, Clem Burt played with the Ramones. Clem Burt's a brilliant drummer, but he wasn't right for the Ramones. And a lot of people said that if you get Eastfield, you can do it. So. And
your audiences, I've seen you quite a few times, and you get the people who just kind of stand there, and then you get those who are so passionately into you. And they may never have even heard it before, but something clicks with them, and they're the ones passionately dancing, and it's almost like a side of two halves. And I think that it's not just in the band, but watching the band, you either get it or you don't, and I think that carries through as well.
Yeah, a good friend of ours from Birmingham, he came to an event we played. He said, this is like the cult of Eastfield, which is quite funny. But I think one of my favourite gigs I've done recently, we played in Kirkcaldy up in Scotland, and we played a psychobilly gig with King Kurt and other bands. Totally not our audience. There were people that we knew there, and it was quite amazing because we came on and we thought, how are we going to go down here? And what I liked about it is that no one left the room, and everyone in there, probably about 100 people at this gig, were just watching. And in the end, it did go down really well, but it was kind of like you see they were warming to it. In the end, it went down really, really well, but it wasn't our normal crowd. I like that. It was.
That's the thing that I've noticed, that you do have that broad appeal, and that people who maybe wouldn't, if they told you, it's a punk band and they sound kind of like this, oh, I don't really care. But then when they see you, whoa, I like this. Is something about the band that just kind of captures people in.
Yeah, I guess we're all honest boys and girls. That's one thing, you know. Integrity is really important, and you know, we are passionate people. We care about things. We care about people, and people that come and see us. Like, and this might sound a bit cliched as well. We don't have fans; they become our friends, and I like that. You know, one of our people who's come and seen us about 90 times bought me a drink, which is absolutely lovely.
That is lovely.
He turns up at lots of weird and wonderful places, and I call him a friend, not a fan, so that's good. So
yeah, I agree with that. People like that are your friends.
Yeah, definitely.
You talk about caring about things and caring about people. I understand you've also been involved with the Hunt Sabs.
Yeah, years ago. I haven't been out sabbing for 25 years, but I used to live in Brighton, and I used to go out probably, I think, 4 years, and then Hunt Sabs get burnt out. I think you have 4 seasons, you're running around all day, you know, getting into scuffles, you know, getting soaked through, and it's quite hard going. But you know, that was a very important part of my life. You know, I was active for 4 seasons, and I was lucky at Brighton at the time. We had a good group, and I could totally rely on them, and vice versa, and just lovely people. And there are some of our songs that do date back to that period. Yeah. I think, you know, 25 years later you can start singing about things. You know, at the time it might sound a bit corny, but like, yeah.
Something like Hunt Sabs is still relevant today. It's still going, even though the government tried to claim to stop it.
Yeah, there's still hunts going out, and the Hunt Sabs now are taking a more monitoring role. But of course, the hunts, even though it's outlawed, you know, the hunts always break the law. You know, they're not law-abiding citizens they claim to be, and never have been. So
I don't think ever will be.
No.
Not one of my favorite topics is hunts.
Definitely not.
So what is next for Eastfield? Do you have anything in the works, or?
Next, we've got one more gig this year, and then we're going to take January off to sort of like mend ourselves and our equipment and everything. Eastfield PLC, our merch side of things, everything kind of sells out. All our like old albums sold out, and I'm planning to put them all out on vinyl, all the, you know, and back to CD, because they've all gone, which is lovely. You know, people like it. So that's a project at the moment. That's what I'm working on, and also with Brexit coming up, all the import duty on vinyl is going to be more. And we sell our stuff cheap because we talk to people direct rather than record companies or agents. So I talk to manufacturing plants, and that's why, you know, we sell our stuff cheap, because I know how much they cost. We cut out the middleman, the middlewoman, and do that. So yeah, when Brexit comes, it's going to totally mess up like vinyl. You know, we sell our stuff cheap. I think you probably couldn't sell anything less than 15 quid if that happens, and people are predicting, you know, when you get stuff manufactured, all the import duty is going to
skyrocket.
So I'm trying to push that through before March. That's my devilish plan.
Yes, get that through so they're delivered before the end of March if it goes through. That's one of my hot button topics. I will not go there. Have you traveled in Europe, toured in Europe rather?
Yeah, but we haven't for a long time. We've played, I mean, the main place we played are Belgium, Holland and Germany. We've played a couple of gigs in France, but I don't think Eastfield have toured abroad as much as we should have done. I guess there's that, we all like it, and it's kind of, you know, you're well looked after there, you're fed and watered, it's lovely and we all enjoy it, but it's that kind of commitment. There's also, I think people abroad may not get some of the sort of like, you know, UK based references, might be a bit quirky, but yeah, there's places abroad we've gone down really well, and other places not as such. I mean, because we're not crusty enough for some places.
Exactly, yeah.
We're too poppy, but that's life. It's interesting.
Different flavors for different people. Everybody will like something different.
Yeah.
And if people want to buy your merch, where can they find it?
We do most of it at gigs, face to face and all that. But yeah, our website's the best place. It's all on there, and
right here.
you can write it here. Yeah, yeah.
And I want to thank you very much for taking the time to speak with me, and may you have every good train journey out there.
Nice one, thank you. Cool. Going on a train later back to a friend's house, so that should be good.
May it go smoothly.
Thank you. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully it's not Northern Rail.
No, it's not. They're on strike.
Exactly. So thank you again.
Awesome. Thank you for your time as well.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And hope to see you again soon.
Definitely. It'd be rude not to.
Thanks.
Cheers. Thank you. Nice one.